up, man? We're back. We're at my house, actually.
Mm-hmm.
If we keep looking over there, that's because we got the playoff game on right now. I can't miss a second, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
Hopefully y'all can't hear it, but if you can, my dog is in the background. He's very loud. Okay, you can definitely hear him, but he's upstairs right now.
Shout out to Jax.
Yeah, actually not. Shout out to Jax at all. I don't like that man at all, bro. He's so annoying, but anyway. Nah, he is annoying, but he just doesn't shut up when people outside the family come over, so we have him upstairs hopefully he doesn't mess up the audio, and hopefully he's not barking the entire time, but yeah. We're gonna have another guest.
Oh, there he is. He's right there. There he is. All right. So as you can see, we have a special guest on the podcast. You want to introduce yourself?
Hello, I'm Gus Bailey. Very few of you may know me from 283 podcast.
Go check it out. We'll link it in the description.
Yes, in the description. And I go to school with these guys.
Yep, sophomore at Head-Royce.
Check them out on Friday with their last home game.
Yes, sir.
Way, you know.
Wait, I thought it was Tuesday.
Friday, last home game on Friday.
Don't talk about Tuesday.
Friday,
bro.
yeah.
Don't talk about Tuesday.
All right, never mind.
But yeah, I got one more slander. You know we love slander on the podcast, man. So I got one more slander segment for y'all. I don't know if you guys saw it. It's actually like a week ago or something, but it was the White Sox playing the Twins. It was like a 15-4 game. Yeah. And kid named Yermin Mercedes. He's one of the best stories in baseball this year. He's a rookie for the White Sox, and they were up by 11 runs, like I said, late in the game. Twins had given up. They're pitching like a catcher for their team, so just to not waste the pitcher's arms. And on a 3-0 count, he swung and he hit a home run, right? And the slander is towards their coach, who is Tony La Russa. He's like an old Hall of Fame manager. He's been literally the last 10 years, something like he's been at home getting DUIs because he has problems. But I got that from a Kenny video. That's what he said. But
gotcha.
He has been getting he's been at home getting DUIs for the last 10 years. But so yeah, he's a Hall of Fame manager, all that, and he's very old school. He's like 70 something, and so he wasn't cool with his own player. He basically said he basically said afterwards nah, he's in the wrong, and he's like, I expect him to get hit by a pitch. And then the next day, the Twins threw at him, and he was just like, yeah, I'm cool with it. So the slander goes to him for not protecting your player, because come on, bro, why are you managing them if you don't even want to protect them at all?
Yeah. And
then the other thing is, because I think it's really stupid that we're still worried about kids swinging a 3-0 pitch in a blowout game. Because, all right, here's the way I look at it. If you put it in basketball terms, that's like if you're up 50 and then you get a steal and you dunk in the fast break. There's 2 minutes left in the game, right? You have to take a shot. You're not just going to not shoot it. And so you're going to take a dunk in the fast break. What's the problem with that? Really?
That's interesting. That's an interesting topic in general. How do we feel about, if you're up big in a basketball game and it's there's I guess baseball is not exactly the same, but if there's 30 seconds left,
right? But
and you have to shoot.
That's what I'm saying. Basketball, there is a shot clock, so
right.
I think you should shoot the ball. You shouldn't just take the turnover just to make the other team feel better. I don't know. That's me. If the shot clock's off, obviously don't shoot it. But there's no such thing in baseball. Right. You have to get an out. You have he has to swing at some point.
Right. So don't take the out. That's what you're saying.
I'm just gonna sit there and not swing because bro, I'm swinging the bat. I don't know.
Also, in terms of statistical races and stuff, if this man's about to lose, I don't know, he's high up in the home runs, right? And average.
He's the AL average, yeah.
Man loses the batting title because he was out one time.
Sure.
But if you get a good pitch to hit.
Exactly. And what Kenny also was talking about is that how baseball contracts work is he gets his contract, they renew his contract every offseason. So if they look in the offseason, one extra home run is going to help his case.
True.
And they're not going to look back and say, oh, that one doesn't count because it was against a position player. They're going to, that counts as first stats too.
Interesting.
So, I don't know, man.
Okay.
I think the unwritten rules are dumb. We can talk about that for a long time, but...
Yeah, I mean, that might be something we come back to.
Yeah.
But for now... We are recording this actually a week after we recorded the first part of this podcast. So last time we were recording, the play-ins hadn't happened yet. But due to technical difficulties, as is the norm on this podcast, we had to postpone that a little bit. So we thought we might as well just talk about our thoughts on the play-in games because they've happened already, and we're actually in the playoffs right now. But yeah, to get into the play-in, just in general, what do y'all think about the play-in format? Do you think it was a good move, bad move? How do y'all feel about it?
Go ahead, as I guess.
Okay, I'm a Warriors fan, diehard Warriors fan.
Yeah.
I've been so forever.
Yeah.
So my initial thought is like I don't like it because the Warriors were the 8th seed, and without a play-in, they'd be in the playoffs right now. And
winning this game, by the way.
Yes, and winning this, yeah, bro. And it's initial frustration because I think I think that the Warriors would have I don't think they beat the Jazz in a series, but I also think that like taking 2 games, this is back to like 2012, 2013, 2014, like having an interesting first round series. But instead, they get out in the play-in. At the same time, I like it because I think it adds an extra element to the postseason that the NBA kind of needs. The NFL's been pulling away in terms of like revenue and viewership lately. Like there was some stat that like a Week 9 Monday Night Football game had more viewers than Game 3 of the finals or something like that.
Wow.
Which is like
the finals in 2020. They did horrible.
Yeah, so I mean, I think the NBA desperately needs increase in viewership, so I like additions of games. Do I wish the Warriors were in the playoffs? Yes. Do I also think it was an interesting, creative idea? Yes. I don't think it's perfect, though. The other thing that I think is weird about it is the way they calculate the stats. It's not in the playoffs, but it's not in the regular season. So I think it shouldn't be part of the regular season. It's part of the playoffs. It should be counted as part of the playoffs.
Yeah.
If people play extra games in the playoffs and their stats get better, I mean, they played more playoff games. It should be part of the playoffs, in my opinion.
That's true. What do you think, Chris?
Man, I actually pretty much entirely agree with you. Obviously, I wish the Warriors were in there too, man. Because look, Donovan Mitchell's still injured. We could have given the Jazz a run for their money. I don't know if we win the series either. They're definitely a better team, but you never know. But overall, I think it's the right decision. And one is because in the NBA, no one cares about the regular season. I mean, we've seen it for years, the whole load management thing. So that takes a little bit away. Now, if you're all of a sudden, if you're the 6th seed, you're not resting those guys.
Right. You need those games.
Like, I can't be the 7th seed. Then I have to win a game to get in. Right.
Right.
So you're trying a little harder as a middle of the road team to make sure that you're not in the play-in tournament. And then obviously we got 3 playoff games as Warriors fans because that last game was basically a playoff game, right? All those. So I think it adds more intense basketball. And so overall, I think it's a good idea by the NBA. And the other thing is the problem this year is that it took Steph Curry out of the playoffs. Yeah. And part of the reason the play-in was so fun is because Steph Curry was playing, right? Yeah. And so you, as the NBA, that's not really a good thing this year because it created 2 really good games with Curry in it, but then now you lose a series that should have had him in it. So that kind of does suck for the NBA because he's their biggest ratings producer. But overall, it's not likely that Steph and LeBron are going to be in the play-in every year because this was like an unusual circumstance that created that. So I would say it's a good thing because usually you're just going to get some good basketball for 3 playoff games, which I 100% agree with. You can treat it as a wild card game. It's basically a wild card game to see who gets in. So yeah, I think treat it as a playoff game, like you said, and I think it's a good thing because more playoff basketball is more fun. Everyone was watching those. I think that the first play-in game was like the most viewed on ESPN since the 2019 Western Conference Finals, something like that.
Like the Hornets Pacers one?
No, the first Warriors one.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I was gonna say, yeah.
So
I'd add on that in terms of just the NBA's thought process. Increasing viewership is the goal, and yes, I agree. I don't think Steph and LeBron will be in it, but in terms of getting different fan bases involved, the Hornets were in the first playing game in the East, right?
Yeah.
Like that kind of game, even if it doesn't generate that many viewers, if you have the Hornets fans watching the playoffs, I guarantee not a single Hornets fan is watching the playoffs. But before, because they don't make it, but if they're close enough. Right. And also, I think it gives weight. It makes it. I think it's going to make the playoffs more interesting. This is a prediction. Because I think that because teams are fighting so hard to not be in the play-in, they're not resting their guys at the end of the regular season as much. Right. And so these end of the regular season is like a start to the postseason, so they don't get the extra rest. They have to keep playing, and their energy might be sapped. Higher seeds could be in for upsets.
That's a good point, actually. I mean, and yeah, going back to your I think the last day of the regular season, like literally every game mattered for seeding. Like that is so exciting, and I'm glad that they're doing the playing game now because it really makes every game matter all the way till the end. So I think the NBA won that's just more viewership in the regular season. And you get the games like Lakers-Warriors, even though obviously that's not going to be the norm. But, you get games like that where it's, it's not a real playoff game, but it's like an elimination game. Your team is in it. You need to watch that because if they lose, they're out. Mm-hmm. But if they win, then that's great for them. So I feel like it adds a lot to just normal playoff drama and stuff. Because I mean, if you lose one game in the playoffs, it's just one game. You have 6 other games to make it up. But playing games, those are elimination pretty much. So
yep.
I think it's a great move, honestly. But yeah, anything else we want to add about the playing games, the format in general, before we get into the actual what happened in the playing games?
Oh, yeah. I think it was good.
Yeah, I think it was a good move. But I mean, yeah, to get into the actually what happened in the playing games, I don't even know where to start really. I mean, we could start with the Warriors, but should we lead into that?
Best for last.
Best for last. Okay.
Okay. I don't know how much we're gonna put in, but
yeah,
I'm not gonna lie, bro. We both got both the East games wrong.
True,
man.
I forgot about that. Yeah.
We were trying to predict what was gonna happen.
Yeah.
We both had Hornets and Wizards winning, and then I don't even think I had an opinion on the next game, but obviously, yeah, we both got both those games wrong.
Yeah, because Jason Tatum went off for 50.
Bro, yeah, what was that about, bro? And then, how come? Okay, we recorded the podcast, right?
Yeah.
I go home and turn on the TV, and the Hornets are already down 15-5 or something in the first quarter.
Yeah.
And next thing I know, Doug McDermott has 20 points in the first quarter, and he's outscored the entire Hornets team. It was wild.
Right. So,
I don't know, man. I mean, I guess that's why that wasn't even a good game, but
I would add about Jason Tatum. You can't say what was that about. Here's what I would say. Tatum's been underrated for a while. Man is 23.
Yeah, true.
And he has, I'm looking right here, 2 All-Star seasons. Mm-hmm. He scored 13 or more points in every season, 2 seasons with at least 23 points per game. And this season, he was 46, 39, 87 from the field with 26 points a game. Yeah. That's superstar play, bro.
Yeah, true.
You see the improvement on there, too. Just every year getting better. And this year, him and Jaylen Brown were all-stars.
And I think the Celtics are a top 5 team in the East if Brown doesn't get hurt.
Bro, I wish Jaylen Brown. He's so good.
He is. He got so much better. He's played into that contract incredibly well.
He was on my fantasy team. Big pickup. But yeah, he was great, and it was good to see the Celtics win. I guess. I mean, it seemed like. Well, actually, I don't know if I want to say that. Because I feel like it might have been more interesting if they played the Sixers in the first round rather than the Nets because they're an injured team, and I just hate to see.
The Nets are taking care of business there.
Right, exactly. So it just makes me wish that they had Jaylen Brown so much more. But I mean, I don't know. Good for them if they won. The Wizards got in eventually. I would hate to see Bradley Beal and Westbrook miss the playoffs because I feel like that just makes the playoffs so much more interesting. We'll get into that game. I don't know if y'all watched that Sixers Wizards game today. It was pretty good.
I watched the end, I think. But.
It was a pretty good game. Yeah. But it was unfortunate to see LaMelo get bounced first game. That's tough. But I mean, Hornets are. I said that in the episode. I said the Hornets are a young team. I don't really trust them. But the Pacers are just so meh that I picked the Hornets, and I was wrong.
They had no Karis LeVert too.
True.
Which I kind of didn't realize that the Hornets didn't have Hayward either. So that kind of
I didn't know that either.
Yeah.
I would say one other thing. I think with a healthy Melo the entire season, the Hornets are finishing much higher. They're probably having a home game at some point in the play, and if they're not in the top 6.
Very good point.
I mean, how much worse are the Wizards to the Knicks? They're not as good, but it's not a huge difference between the 4 and the 8 seed in the East.
True.
Right. And the Wizards had the Wizards had a late kind of surge to get them to that point, but
that's very true. I feel like the Hornets were the 5th seed at one point or something. They were up there, and then LaMelo got injured, and then they just kept coming down. I wasn't even sure they were gonna make the playing game. It was bad.
Yeah.
But he came back, you know, and they had a couple good games.
Like you said, they're young, and now LaMelo. And the thing is, none of the rookies had an off season this year or training camp or any of that.
True.
So now you give LaMelo a full off season to work on stuff. He's gonna come back next year. He's gonna be a lot better.
Mm-hmm.
The whole team, like you said, it's young. Miles Bridges, he had a great year this year. Like PJ Washington, they got a lot of young guys.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully, they'll be in the gym this off season. They'll come back better.
Yeah.
Next year, maybe they'll get that hosting a playing game or maybe top 6 like you're talking about.
A whole lot of potential.
Yeah.
A whole lot of potential. So we covered the East. The other, what was the other West game?
It was. No one watched that game.
Oh, Spurs Grizzlies. That's what it was.
Yeah, exactly.
It was.
You forgot about it because no one watched it.
Right. It's the Spurs and the Grizzlies. Who wants to watch that? It was actually a good game though. I did watch it.
The Spurs went. No, the Grizzlies didn't. The Grizzlies go up a ton, and then
Yeah.
the Spurs went like a 17-0 round or something.
Right. And DeMar DeRozan actually had a really bad game. But
Per usual in the playoffs, should I say?
True. This is true. I forgot about that. Like, okay, I can't be the only one that just forgot DeMar DeRozan was on the Spurs though. Like, I forgot that man existed. I'm not gonna lie. The Spurs just like take exciting players and make them just
Boring.
so boring, and no one cares. You know what
He's
I mean?
honestly playing pretty well.
Yeah, he had a good season.
Like I
no
actually,
one cared.
I remember him around the All Star debate because I
Yeah.
heard people saying, "Oh, DeMar DeRozan definitely should have been an All Star," and I was like, "All right, pipe down, man. He's good, but
Yeah.
it's not like this was a massive snub."
He's kind of been really bad. I'm looking at the stats right now. 42% from the field, 23% from 3 in his career in the playoffs.
Yeah,
He's not.
I mean, he
not a
averages
player.
22 a game, but that's not efficient at all. So he's taking
He
way
can't
too
shoot.
many.
I don't know how he's a 6'7" shooting guard that still doesn't learn how to shoot. I mean, bro, Brooke Lopez is a sniper now, and DeMar DeRozan still can't make a 3. Like,
It's true.
See, Basketball Reference has this labeled as a wild card. I think. WC, maybe that's Western.
That's
Conference.
2019. So
Oh, well, I think
this is
I still,
Western.
just like I said though, and you said, the playing game is a wild card.
True.
I think it should be.
But yeah, that game happened, I guess. It was a close game. I feel like that might have warmed Memphis up. So they played really well. But then we go to Warriors-Lakers.
Yeah, we gotta talk about this game for a little.
This is the game of the season.
Oh my, it was such a good
No
bro.
way.
Oh my, it was such a good game,
It was
bro.
depressing.
It was
bro.
such a good
No
game.
way.
We were looking really good, and the Lakers were just sleep. They were asleep. They were asleep on the court.
I mean, it was part of it was they were asleep, but part of it was we were outplaying them. Straight
It was
up.
the
Alright.
best
We were
defensive performance I've seen from any team.
Oh, bro,
This season.
so our defense was crazy.
And by the way, the announcers kept saying this, and I didn't agree with a lot of what they said, but this is the one thing I agreed with. The Lakers were very fortunate to be within 20 points.
They were. They were not. They were getting severely outplayed for most of that game. And really, I mean, we could have run away with the game in the third quarter because we went on the run later on, but we kept them in the game by turning the ball over.
11 third quarter turnovers?
Something like that.
Oh,
it was, and
my
okay,
gosh.
and we had. I was paying attention. We were in the bonus
Yeah.
with 9 minutes and
Yes.
17 seconds left in the
Yes.
third quarter. They were in the bonus.
Ridiculous.
5 fouls in 2 minutes and 43 seconds. We were playing like JV basketball, bro. Have you ever watched our games? It's crazy. They've actually gotten better recently. They've stopped fouling, but it used to be wild. But anyway.
You want to change up your slander segment?
I'm telling you, bro, it used to be very bad. They've actually gotten better, though. They stopped fouling.
Shout out to JV team, yo.
They're fun to watch, low key, but no, it was unbelievable. How did we foul that many times? I think I turned on the TV like a couple minutes late, and I'm like, bro, they're already in the bonus.
Yeah, I mean, it is what we do. That's what I mean. That's one of the main problems with like Kent Bazemore, Kelly Oubre. They just foul all the time.
And Wiseman too, bro. That man
True.
was a different type of foul machine when he was playing.
If we had Wiseman though, I miss Wiseman so much, bro. That man. I mean,
you could have used a little size. against them.
exactly. We needed size.
But still, they only
That
outrebounded
Grizzlies-
us by 3. That's what I'm like.
Yeah.
We played so well.
Yeah.
And,
Uh,
like, special shout out, Twan Toscano Anderson.
Dog,
goat.
a dog.
So
Legend.
good.
He's so
He
good.
is.
He's so good.
And-
I love that man.
I need to look
I got
up
something
the
else to say about him, low key,
statistics.
later on. But
Okay, all right.
Mm,
But yeah, I mean, we were looking good throughout the I was gonna say the whole game, but really the first half we were looking really
and
good.
everything was good the entire game except for the turnovers.
Turnovers in the third quarter. We were giving them so many more opportunities, and they made a run in the third quarter.
But then we made another run back. We were up by 12 again, or something like that, later on, and then they made another run and got it back down
Yeah,
at the end of the third.
yeah. I mean, which I expected. I knew they weren't going down like that.
Yeah.
It wasn't gonna happen.
Well, yeah. I mean, the thing, I don't know. The one thing I noticed about the playoffs is these games are long. Like, you watch a regular season game, one team goes up by 15, game's over.
Yeah,
Like, teams don't really care that much.
Yeah.
Playoff games, you go up by 15, it's like, like it's just getting started. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So many teams have gone down by 15 in the first quarter, and then I mean we did that against Memphis. We went down by like 15 in the first quarter, and then boom, next thing you know, it's tied.
Yeah.
Like these games are long.
Yeah.
You can't make one run and win.
True.
So
and it's the Lakers. They're the defending champs. They have LeBron James, Anthony Davis,
they're the best roster in the NBA.
Alex Caruso.
He was king.
He was going crazy.
He was the only dude getting good looks because our defense. We were clamping, bro. We neutralized AD for like 3/4 of that game.
Yeah.
And part of it is that AD wasn't playing great, but part of it was we were playing great defense. And shout out to Draymond Green.
Yeah.
The only shout out he's getting tonight, but he was playing some great defense.
Tough.
And like, I don't know. He looked. I tweeted out, bro. AD looked like JaVale McGee. He only scored on lobs. He didn't make a single post move that worked.
True.
We were all over him. LeBron had a tough time. I saw Andrew Wiggins block him and then go down and hit a 3 in his face. I was like,
that was beautiful.
what is going on? We're playing some crazy basketball.
Wiggins was hooping in that game.
In that game, he was hooping.
But then we get to the fourth quarter. We get to crunch time. Honestly, I don't really remember the moments leading up to like the last 30 seconds or whatever. It was very close.
Actually, I remember one moment.
Okay.
Let's talk about the drama queen of the NBA.
No,
let's talk about this for a second.
Oh, I forgot about that actually. Somehow.
I cannot believe this dude. I saw a stat today. LeBron James, after getting poked in the eye, was on the ground for 80 seconds, right?
Yeah.
So Kevin Pillar's a baseball player. This week got hit by a 94-mile-an-hour fastball to the face.
That looked so bad.
He has a broken nose, both black eyes. It's bad.
It was so bad.
He was down for 36 seconds after he got hit in the face.
Yeah.
By a 94-mile-an-hour fastball. Joe Burrow, after tearing his ACL, MCL, and everything else in his knee,
LCL, like every single
was
thing.
down for 76 seconds. Both of those guys were down for less than LeBron, who got poked in the eye. And then I know y'all saw the clip of KD.
Oh, yeah.
Where he goes up for the layup, kind of gets
taken
out from underneath.
That was
so bad.
Smacks on the ground, gets him in 10 seconds.
Bro, he looked like the dolls from Toy Story when Andy came in the room. Like he like it looked like life left his body, bro. It looked so bad.
He smacked the ground and he stands right up.
He got right back up.
And that's Durant, who's known to be someone who's like, people say he's soft.
Yeah, I mean he's a skinny dude. He doesn't have a lot of muscle there, bro. He just does all bones smacking against the ground.
I also feel like that's more that's more amazing on his part than like sad on LeBron's part, because like if I fall like that, I'm down for I'm down for the day. I'm gone, bro. I'm on the ground for like 2 hours, bro. I'm not getting up. You're gonna have to get a stretcher for me because KD's fall was crazy.
But I'm just saying this dude LeBron's such a drama queen. And to be fair, I don't think he was really trying to. Well, at first he was trying to sell the call, but then he was like, "Yo, free time out. I'm gonna take it."
True. But yeah, LeBron really does. He goes crazy, spazzes on the court. It's so funny. Dude. It's so funny.
And today,
yeah, right. His shoulder. But yeah, LeBron gets blinded in one eye, as he would say.
No, he did not. First of all, that was a lie.
The 3 rims thing. Let's talk about it.
Okay.
Let's talk about it.
I know y'all already know what we're talking about. LeBron hit the shot, which was a bit lucky. We're gonna talk about that too.
We're gonna get into that.
LeBron. Okay, tell me LeBron James is not the biggest drama king, I guess. In the NBA.
Good save.
In the NBA, King James, drama king in the building, bro. Tell me he's not the
smooth,
most dramatic person of all time for that, bro. Because he was... All right, here's what I'm saying. He hit that shot, and he goes in the postgame interview, and he knows exactly what he said. He has it scripted in his mind.
Yeah. He said it multiple times.
He's like, man, I was seeing 3 rims out there. I shot at the middle one, and, fortunately it went in. That is a complete lie. He made that up because he knows there's going to be, if they win the championship, there's going to be some documentary made about this team, how they were the first to come out of the play-in and win a championship.
Facts.
And then there's going to be this great line of how LeBron saw 3 rims.
Facts.
And he chucked it at the middle one.
If the Lakers win the championship, Drake is making a song called 3 Rims Freestyle. I'm calling it right now.
Oh my God.
I guarantee it. And he's using the picture as the cover. I guarantee it.
Picture, that was a horrible picture. I don't know. That was cool.
Guarantee it.
But nah. You're probably right. I hope Drake puts on a LeBron jersey just so that he can curse them, so they lose. But
I hope. But yeah, so I guess we should get into the shot. Do y'all think that was luck or skill? All right. So first, I don't know if y'all follow me on Instagram, but I put up a poll. I asked people, did they think that it was a lucky shot or do they think that it took skill to make that?
Before you respond, I voted luck. I did. You can see on there.
Okay. You voted luck. Most people agree with you. It was 63% yes, 37% no. Actually, all right. Let's give our thoughts first, and then I'll
All right.
So
since you go for the last.
How do I? It's like a very heart-wrenching moment for me.
True. It's so painful, bro. So painful.
Face it, LeBron James is not a good three-point shooter. He's an okay three-point shooter. In my opinion. He's an okay three-point shooter.
I'm rewatching it right now.
He is elite in literally every other facet of the game.
Yeah.
But he's not an elite three-point shooter.
This is true.
That's like a 30-footer.
I think it was 32.15 feet. I saw somewhere.
How do you even know that?
Yeah, I was going to say, like, what?
Bro, this is a traumatic moment.
A 32-footer to beat the shot clock and, like, it wasn't in rhythm. Like, I'm sorry. I know this man, LeBron, is really good, but I don't know about that shot. I mean, give him that shot 10 times in the same situation. I think, like, he might make it, like, 30-40% of the time because he's got that clutch gene. But I don't think... What did he shoot from 3 this year?
Hey, this year he shot 36.5%, which is his 4th best of his career.
That's good.
2 of the other ones were in Miami, which was... I mean, everyone...
Hold on,
that team was crazy,
36.5.
so
But here's the thing, right? What percentage of LeBron's threes are... Because you got to look at it in context.
Yeah, and those were not hard threes. He's not. I don't think
he takes the most difficult threes.
No,
I think he takes some difficult threes.
He takes a couple difficult.
If Curry only shot uncontested 3-pointers, I think LeBron is a solid but unspectacular 3-point shooter.
That
was a spectacular shot.
I don't know.
That is absolutely correct.
Does he take uncontested? I feel like all of like even his move, like the one dribble, like hit that move right there. He's usually contested. Like, usually there's someone in his face.
Kind of.
Okay, but here's the thing. When you're 6'8", when you're 6'8",
6'9",
6'9", being contested is very different.
Yeah, and it's a rhythm 3, and it's not like...
It's just showing up on my screen right now.
It's not someone's that far in his face, and you know.
So he caught it, right? But he, like, wasn't on 2 feet. He wasn't in rhythm. He had 1 foot down, and then he, like, turned. It was an awkward shot.
It was awkward, and... Okay, look, bro, if that man said he chucked it up, he described it as lucky. He said he chucked it up at the middle rim. Come on. He said he couldn't see, and he chucked the ball up there, and fortunately it went in.
All right.
He described it himself as lucky.
I don't think that's what he was saying there.
That's how it came out.
I think it was half for the quote and half because he actually...
It was for the quote.
Do I believe he saw 3 rims and shot at the middle one? No. Do I believe it was lucky? Yes.
I agree. Okay, here's my thing. Look, obviously LeBron James has a better chance of making one of those, like... fadeaway through because he shoots some fadeaway threes some of the time, or like step back threes and stuff.
Yeah,
he has a better chance of making that than most of the guys on that roster, right?
Yeah,
or maybe he's of all the players in the league, maybe LeBron's in like the 60th or 70th percentile in terms of a clutch, deep 3-pointer. I'll give you that because I agree with you. LeBron's clutch, but he's not a great 3-point shooter. That shot was not a normal 3-pointer. That was an off balance. Fading to the side, chucking it up at the end of it. He didn't want that shot. He didn't come down, draw it up like, oh yeah, I'm going to chuck up a 3 over Curry with 2 seconds left on the shot clock after my teammate travels.
That's the type of shot Durant hits. That's the type of shot Durant hits.
Right.
But I'm not sure about
the... You know what's hilarious?
Either. That's a lucky shot. There was more luck involved in that 3-pointer than a regular clutch 3-pointer is what I'm saying. Right? So, I'm saying, I guess I told you this, right? The difference in chance between LeBron and any other Lakers player making that shot is a lot smaller because more luck is involved than on a regular clutch 3-pointer like the one he made against Indiana in 2018. That's a clutch 3 that it's a regular look, but it's pressure.
And LeBron took with the pressure.
It's chucking it up at the end of the shot clock. That's not... Well, that's not as much clutch involved as it is luck. That's
okay. Well, Marcus Lefko would agree with you. He says...
Marcus Lefkowitz? Oh,
yeah. He said, LeMickey never shows up. Durgoat possessed his body and made that shot. Okay. So
he sounds like a kid on Twitter.
Yeah, no, for real. But Eli Sultanen obviously agrees. This man is a clown. But he says it was a contested fader from like 30 plus feet with 1 second on the shot clock. That's how it was a lucky shot.
Pretty much, yeah.
What else? All right. Well, it seems like a lot of these other. Oh, well. Also, shout out to Tip. Tip said, I think I cut it off, but he said basically it was a lucky shot because crying LeBron sucks.
Wow.
So
Okay,
that's
I'm
very
not gonna lie,
very
I don't think
in-depth.
we can
Very
take
in-depth.
those like. I don't think that counts as like. You can't just say that. That's not a real response, bro.
Well, that's what NBA Twitter would disagree with you. But oh wow.
Well,
all right. Grizzlies are up 11 right now. But okay, so I'll say my take right now is that it's okay. The fact that y'all think that is a lucky shot is ridiculous to me. Just because I feel like that's a shot like that. It just takes skill to make. You can't just walk into the court and make a shot like that. Like you have to practice. You have to practice shots like that. And it's not like LeBron. It's not like LeBron never shoots deep threes. Like I saw a whole compilation on Twitter of like LeBron taking simply deep threes. No. I screen recorded it.
Okay, that's
bro,
of him making them though.
Look at these threes,
Check
bro.
out. Okay,
these are deep threes.
I know that you can somewhere find the percentage of the deep threes LeBron
Wait,
takes.
show me one on the Lakers.
I got
He
right
takes-
here.
No. Okay.
Okay, no.
You know that move he does where he looks at the ground, dribbles once,
It's not even
puts the
those.
ball like
Yeah,
this,
he
and then turns and
No,
shoots it.
it's not even those.
Yes, he makes them. He
yeah.
makes them from deep. But if you look at
Like
the
I said.
percentage, Lakers fans will tell you.
Yeah.
Half the time he'll hit 1-3 and he'll come down the court and fire from 35, thinking he's Dame Lillard, and he'll brick.
Yeah, it's true.
Because
it's
it's
true.
just because he can make it doesn't mean it's a shot he hits consistently.
Here's
Right,
what I
right.
I said. Is he a bad 3-point shooter? No, not in my opinion. But is he a good, objectively good 3-point shooter? Are you spreading the floor when he's 40?
Yeah.
Or once his body breaks down,
Yeah.
are you spreading the floor and saying kick it to LeBron for the 3?
No.
No, you're
No,
not.
you're not.
You're not.
Okay.
You're not.
Unless he improves significantly. And for a while, he was shooting like 41% at the beginning of the year. Like, he was having a
the
great
injury
season.
probably doesn't help, right? But
But I mean, he
I don't
really
think it
played
gives
after
him
the
a
injury.
I don't think it really
he just
affects
isn't
the
that.
three, but I feel like
Look at it by month, man.
It's not about how good of a 3-point shooter he is in general. It's about one shot. It looks honestly, if I'm rewatching it, everyone is saying like it was a desperation 3. It looked like a pretty normal 3 to me.
No,
like
look at his feet. He does not set his feet.
He's like, all right. Oh, I can't. There we go. Honestly, that's normal form. It's not like a Steph Curry heave from the other side of the court. Like that looks like it's a deep 3, but it looks like he's in form. You know, he fades back a little bit, but other than that, like it's a pretty normal 3 that I feel like LeBron would hit in a big moment because he's LeBron. He does have a clutch gene. As much as people want to say that maybe he's not the most clutch player, which is fair. I feel like
you don't have to be the most clutch player to have a clutch gene, in my opinion.
No,
yeah.
All right, here's what I'm gonna say though, right?
Mm.
You were talking about like you think that you can't just step into the gym and hit that. I'm saying I think you have a better chance of stepping into the gym and hitting that, or the difference between LeBron hitting that shot and someone stepping into the gym and hitting that shot is a lot smaller than LeBron taking a regular catch and shoot 3 that's not as deep and not fading and not at the end of the shot clock and not on a broken play. Right, like LeBron taking. If you're talking about taking a regular shot from the top of the key, then yeah, LeBron has a wide open shot. LeBron has a way higher chance of making that than someone stepping into the gym. Versus a heave you're putting up, it's not as big of a difference, which is why I'm saying it's more luck.
I don't know. I feel like, especially with the league just becoming more of a 3-point shooting league, he practices shots like that or shots as deep as that because he knows he has to hit
The man
them.
lives and breathes basketball. I'm sure he practices.
As deep
it.
as that, sure. No,
But
he
I
does
don't
not
think-
practice going like this and doing that though. I don't think he does that.
I think he's probably practiced every shot there is to practice. However, I'm not
Exactly.
sure.
And that's skill.
I rest my case. Here's what I would say. I'm going to give him some special statistics. Juan Toscano Anderson, in the first playing game, 9, 6, 1 assist, and a block. And in the second playing game, 4 points, 7 boards, 4 assists, 1 block. And the highest plus-minus by far in the Warriors, which was plus 11 in a game they lost by 5 points. And then Jordan Poole. How much has he improved?
Oh my
Oh,
dude.
cool.
He was
So
the worst.
much.
He was one of the
So
worst
much.
NBA players I've ever seen last year.
He was a shooter, and he was
He was
one
a
of the
shooter, not a maker.
5 worst shooters in the NBA
Yeah.
last year.
He was a
And that
shooter,
was
but
his
he didn't
game.
make any shots.
He did not make any shots.
He was a volume shooter, and he didn't make shots. He got sent to the G League. Bro.
Yeah.
When
He
you
was
send someone to
horrible.
the G League, you're like, yeah, you're not good enough to play in the league.
He was really bad last year, and he comes in this year. He has some good games. Goes to the G League, averages like 24 and 7, and he comes back and he's like very good.
Yeah.
He
yeah.
double-digit point scorer and like 15 a game after Curry went down.
And it's not like he's just a spot up shooter. Like he moves without the
yeah.
ball.
He can score at the
plays like
basket.
Curry.
He like the way he dribbles. It's like it's so crazy and like. Please stop dribbling. Don't dribble ever again. But also at the same time, it's like, oh, you know how to control the ball. Like you're good. Like you can get through defenders to the basket, pass it out to a shooter in the corner. Like
he's become a combo guard too. That's the thing.
Yeah.
And if you watch what he does, he really looks like discount Curry some of the time.
Yeah.
Like in terms of him running the same like pick and roll actions, all that stuff. Some of the shots he takes.
Yeah.
He takes moving catch and shoot shots, which is really tough to do.
Mm-hmm.
Like. He really does. Clearly he's learned a lot from Curry, and he's nice now.
He is.
Other thing I would say is, and I've said this for a while, but I don't think I ever believed it as much as I will right now and do right now, is that Curry is the greatest basketball player alive. The best basketball player on the planet. And I believe that with 100% of... I mean, you saw Jokic lost a playoff game yesterday, right?
Yeah.
I don't think Jokic, like... Is he an amazing basketball player? Is he a top 3 player? This season, yes. Overall, I'm not sure. However, Curry is the best basketball player on the planet. And, like I said, I'm not sure if I believed it the last few years, even though I would say like he's top 2, top 3. But I don't think there's a question. Okay, what are the Warriors without Steph Curry? Are they
a G League team?
The Warriors.
Yes.
This
How
year,
much better are they than the last year's team that went like
15 and 50.
Yeah.
I think.
How much better?
The Warriors are actually a bottom. I think at one point we were the 7th worst offense of all time without Steph on the floor.
Yeah.
And they were what 1-8, 1-9 without Curry.
We ended up winning a second game. We beat Pelicans when they didn't play any of their players.
Oh right, yeah.
So we were like 2-7 without Steph.
Right.
I mean, and that's a small sample size, but last season.
But one of the worst offenses ever.
Okay, yeah. I mean, we got
horrible.
Kent Bazemore. He's a solid player that probably would not take us from a bad team to a playoff team.
No.
Wiggins was there last year at the end, and we were still losing games.
Yeah.
Looney was there. Draymond was there, although Draymond was better this season. Toscano Anderson got better. Poole got better. But
Draymond was better because Steph was there.
Yeah.
Yes. So.
Everyone's better when Steph is there. It applies for Clay, it applies for Draymond, it applies for KD.
And that's the difference between Poole and of course there's a huge difference between Poole and Curry. But when you say he's discount Curry,
and
they didn't win games when he scored.
Discount is an understatement.
It's like,
to be fair,
he's like dollar store.
Yeah.
He's like a dollar store PS5.
If that. Sure.
Yeah.
Like
he's a Soldier Boy console.
But there you go.
Yeah. But yeah, okay, all right. I do want to give a couple more of these shout outs to people responding to the LeBron shot, just because I got to give the people the shout outs. Ethan Scholl, who graduated from Head-Royce a couple years ago, he said, LeBron definitely has a clutch gene, made too many playoff clutch shots to call it luck anymore, which I agree with. Personally, I think he's taking.
Yeah,
a
just
lot of
scroll
shots
through
like
and
that.
find the one person that.
No. There's actually a lot of people that agree.
Look, that's fair, but that shot specifically was luck. Most of LeBron's clutch shots are not luck. That shot specifically was luck. That's what I'm saying.
I agree. I agree.
LeBron has played at a high enough level long enough where he can do it on purpose, which I don't. It wasn't really on purpose. It's a desperation shot.
Exactly. That's what
Devin Batra said that. C Too Much Sauce says it. Wait. He squared up and switched the shot. Any basketball player knows, even though he doesn't do it often, he can do it in his sleep. So that's definitely not lucky. Mans is a whole professional. Which
no.
I agree with the fact that he's professional. I don't agree that he does it in his sleep.
Dude,
he's not Klay Thompson, bro.
If he
Klay
did
Thompson,
it in his sleep, he would shoot that shot all the time. That's not like.
If that was
like you draw it up for
he doesn't.
that.
If you ask him if that's a good shot, like. How do I say this? I don't want to sound like Paul George. Like, that's a bad shot.
In a way, Paul George is right, though.
It was a bad shot.
If you really
He's right.
It's not a bad.
No,
hold on.
No,
the Dame Lillard
credit
shot.
to Damian Lillard. Right?
Was it a really, really impressive shot?
Of course.
Was it a good shot? There are infinite shots that Lillard could have gotten like 20 better shots on that possession if he wanted to.
Yeah.
Did he make the hardest shot he could take? Probably, yeah. Was it a hell of a play? Yes. Do I think it's one of the greatest shots ever and the clutchest shot ever? Do I think Lillard's amazingly clutch? Yes. Do I think Lillard believed he could make that shot at a high percentage? Yes. Do I also believe that is not close to the best shot Lillard could have gotten?
Yes.
Even against Paul George.
Yes. Was it a tie game or were they up?
Tie game.
It was
tie game. Oh yeah, he could have saved it too. Yeah.
Because I think what Paul George was trying to say is like, bro, that wasn't bad defense. It's like I
Right.
forced him to take a step back 35-footer, and he made it. We didn't want him to. Like, I agree with you 100%.
Yeah.
That's not a good shot. In the same way that
issue
this isn't a good. It's a great shot by LeBron, and it was. I think there was luck involved. A lot of
But
luck
the difference
involved.
between that is that Lillard had the entire possession.
Yeah, that was.
He literally just dribbled it out. And
That was
took,
wild. That man is wild for that.
I mean,
Steph did the same thing against the Thunder. You know,
You need delusional confidence. That's how you. That's how
right.
you become a great player. Delusional
Right,
confidence.
but I also feel like LeBron wouldn't have put himself in that position if he didn't have the confidence that he could.
He didn't put himself in that position. That's what I'm saying.
He
though.
caught the ball with like 3 seconds left on the shot.
after travel. Just so you know.
Like Paulo Phelps.
Yeah,
if you look at that play, he took like
moved
4
his
steps.
pivot
It was
foot.
crazy. But
True.
No, that's what I'm saying. If LeBron, they didn't draw it up for that.
Yeah,
That's what-
right.
That's what
True.
I'm saying.
True,
We
true,
played
true.
23 and a half seconds of great defense.
Yeah.
And gave him a little bit of space. And look, I'm not saying that it's all 100% luck, like
Yeah.
he shot it with his eyes closed, even though he's the one who is saying that. I'm saying that there was a considerable amount of luck involved, more than most clutch shots, which it was. It was clutch.
I'm sure we have to move on, but I will add a couple
Yeah.
things. One, the Warriors outshot the Lakers in every facet besides free throws. But it's
Shout out to Silver for that.
it was 45 to 41 from the field, 44 to 32 from 3. But the Warriors had 9 more turnovers and 8 less assists and 7 less steals, and that's a 3-point game right there.
That's so frustrating, bro.
The biggest turning point in that game, and as much as I think Curry is the greatest basketball player on the planet, and he's I think
that too.
he is arguably top 10 all time, but I'm not going to get into that right now. There's this play where Draymond I think we got a turnover.
Yeah.
Yep.
Draymond swings it to Curry or something like that. He's dribbling up the court, and we're up 12 points with the basketball.
Yeah.
We score,
Yeah.
and I think the Lakers don't come back. Curry loses the ball, the Lakers get a 3, and it goes from 14 or 15 to 9.
Yeah.
And in a 3-point game, that's 5 or 6 points, and that's the difference in the
That
game.
was like when there was like 3 guys and he just
Yeah.
That play,
look,
and then the other play he dribbled it off his foot out of bounds, and then they didn't guard anyone.
I can't blame it on Curry. He carried the team so hard the entire season. But.
Yeah,
Right.
I feel like the thing with that, and we can use this as a transition into the Memphis game real quick, but I just feel like it's tough because when teams are literally triple teaming Curry, it's like, of course he's going to give the ball up to wow. Okay,
That's a shot,
teammates that have a better shot.
Oh,
Okay,
Uh-oh.
all right. We're watching the Memphis Utah game right now.
this dude
It's
always talking, bro. Desmond Bain.
Desmond Bain, yeah, for real. But okay, I feel like it's Steph had to ride the line of like, when do I just keep the ball for myself, even if I'm getting double teamed and take this shot, versus like, when do I just pass the ball off and just be super passive? Because I feel like in the Memphis game, there were a lot of moments where we were like, okay, Steph, you gotta start taking shots now. You're being really passive. You're not really looking for the ball. But it's because he's getting double and triple teamed. Like, he can't do anything. So then when he does try to force it, it just leads to turnovers and stuff like that.
And because you saw him, he took that at the end of the second quarter. He's like, I'm shooting the shot, and he just dribbles through 3 guys, takes a step back shot on the other side of the court, and hits it.
Ridiculous.
Here is the biggest argument against, in terms of my all-time view of Steph.
Yeah.
I'm extremely biased. But even so, the biggest argument that I've heard against Steph, I don't know if you guys listen to Book of Basketball 2 podcast by Bill Simmons, but he talks about everything basketball related, although I'm not sure if he's continuing it. Really, really interesting stuff. And the biggest argument that I hear every time on there and on anything about Steph is that he couldn't carry a bad team and make them relevant, right? There's been an argument where, like, of course, I think most people believe Steph is better than Harden all time. But people say, who would you rather have, Steph or Harden? And a lot of people are like, well, Harden's going to give me 30 a game if I want him to, right? And, like, 10 assists. And he can make a bad team into a playoff team because he is your offense. And Curry's viewed as if I have a good team and I have Curry, I am a championship contender. He's a ceiling raiser. Harden's the floor raiser. Curry proved he's a floor raiser right here.
Yeah.
That's the biggest argument, is that he couldn't lead a team without other stars.
Right.
And he led, I think, as much as I love a lot of the guys on the team, the worst team in the league, the worst supporting cast of any team in the playoffs that could have made it besides their star player, to a team that multiple times should have won play-in games and
Yeah.
was very close to doing so.
Right.
Basically to
They
the
should
playoffs,
be
in
in the
my
playoffs.
opinion. Yeah,
Right.
so
Right.
I rest my case.
Should we
I
talk
think
about
that's
this
a good
right
point.
now?
We gotta talk about. We gotta talk about because he just said Steph Curry is the best player on the planet, right? And look. I don't think that's crazy wild to say because if you look at this year, if there's one player I can pick to start, I don't know anything else about the rest of my roster. This is how I decide who is the best basketball player, right? I don't know anything else about the rest of my roster. If I could pick one player to start that team this year, I'm picking Steph Curry, no question, right? Jokic is incredible, and he had a great year, a historic year for a center. PRs through the roof, man. 8.5 assists per game in the center. Literally no one ever has done that, right?
Yeah.
But I'm still taking Steph Curry. And the one thing you're talking about, Harden is a better floor raiser, which maybe he's
That's
a better
the argument.
floor
I
raiser.
said that was the argument.
It's I see where that argument comes from, but when you talk about Harden getting 30 and 10, you have to realize that that's because every play is Harden at the top of the key isoing.
That's what I'm saying.
The Warriors don't do that at all. The closest thing they do is that pick and roll, and we gotta talk about this too.
And Curry passed it away more than he shoots it.
Because he gets doubled every time. So what do you want to do? You give him a 4-on-3.
Exactly.
And this is what I'm saying. No one gets guarded like Steph.
Yes.
And this is why Steph
no
is
one
the
in
best.
the league.
That's what I was gonna say.
I was watching Luka yesterday.
Not Luka, not
They
Durant,
doubled
not
Luka
Giannis.
one time. They doubled Luka on a pick and roll. Boom, passes it to another guy. Chris was going to cuts to the basket and dunks on Kawhi.
Right.
Boom. It's free 2 points. It's a 4-on-3.
Right.
It's a free 2 points every time.
Right.
The Warriors do that, and it's not even. It's like you barely even get better.
Yeah.
Even when the Warriors are 4-on-3, they can't do anything.
Yeah.
No, that's literally the proof that they are so poor surrounding him. Because if you gave him any top 30 or 40 player in the league, offensively, Draymond is a top 30 or 40 player in the league in my opinion.
Overall, yeah. Because his defense
But he
is
can't score.
elite.
Yes.
He's
Cannot
horrible.
score.
He's a horrible
at
finisher.
all.
I didn't realize that
No,
until
he's
this year.
not a terrible finisher,
Dude.
but that one shot, bro.
No. If you see Draymond take a full speed layup, he misses that 80% of the time, man. He's a dude. I didn't realize until this year.
But
he's
still
a very bad.
He still
finisher.
adds an incredible amount of value to
He does.
the
Yeah.
team, right?
Of course. He's
Now,
I think he's the
when
best
he actually
defender.
takes
Curry and Draymond together had
Wow.
12 turnovers
some-
against the Lakers. The
That
Lakers
is
had
a problem.
11 turnovers, and the Curry and Draymond had 12.
They combined for 25 in the play-in. In the two
Oh
playing games.
my god.
So yeah,
that is a
that's the
problem.
kind of stuff that I'm like.
That's always been their one problem too.
But-
Yeah.
Even in the Durant days.
if
they
you gave
changed
Curry anyone that could legitimately threaten a defense off the pick and roll as the screener, I mean, let alone Kevin Durant.
Why didn't we ever run that? By the way, we never
We
ran
never,
that.
we never ran that. But
Kerr gotta figure that out. But
well, because here's the thing: you can't double off a Curry Durant pick and roll.
exactly.
Because it's
So
the
you're
two
giving
best scorers.
One of them is gonna get a wide open shot.
So, but yeah, I mean, 4-on-3, the Warriors couldn't score, like you were saying. So, how are you gonna? That's my argument. That's literally my argument.
No,
is that if you gave Curry a single other good, give him Gordon Hayward.
Bro, Gordon
Who's
Hayward
probably,
takes it and dunks on whoever's under there.
Hayward probably averages 25, 30 a game
I said
in that
this-
scenario. Who are you? How are you? Either you don't or you don't double Curry, and Curry would have averaged 37 a game this year.
Yeah.
on
not
better
getting
efficiency.
doubled.
Yes, for sure. Exactly.
Higher
That's really the main thing. Steph Curry would have literally he might have averaged I don't know about 40, but 35 maybe if he wasn't getting doubled every single possession. As soon as he touches the ball, he's getting doubled. In the playing game against Memphis, I actually went, which is very cool. But during timeouts, Dylan Brooks was on the other side of the court when Steph Curry was talking to Steve Kerr, guarding him in there. They did not let him move. So if Steph Curry is guarded like any other player in the league, he's
Any other
averaging
player.
so many more points.
We're talking about superstars.
Exactly.
LeBron
We're talking
got
about-
one-on-one guarded by Andrew Wiggins.
Who's a good defender and
good
should be an
defender.
All-NBA second-team player. But it's LeBron. He's considered by some people to be the greatest player of all time.
But
and
Steph Curry
still in his prime.
He just offers so much more of a threat because he can shoot from literally anywhere inside half court.
He's the greatest offensive player of all time. I've said this before,
Yeah.
on the podcast, and easily the best offensive player in the NBA.
Uh,
Best overall
here's
player.
what.
We can talk about that, but
Oh, the other thing I will say is when you talk about double teaming stars and how he is reffed. I mean, I'm listening to the radio of the Memphis game, and they go, Morant is fouled at the top of the key. Well, you see Curry get that call all night. Never get that call all night. He gets hit all night, and they don't call it. And I was like, case in point. How many times, if you go back and watch Warriors games, Curry gets hit so many times because they have no other way of stopping him.
Yeah.
Because they know he's automatic if he gets open. And so, especially for a guy who does not have the physical advantages that any other player that is being considered for the best player has.
Yeah.
Either he's 7 foot big and like Jokic.
I mean, Jokic isn't athletic, but he's 7 feet.
But he's
and he's skilled. That's why he's
If
great.
Curry was 7 feet, he'd be the greatest player of all time. Okay.
To be fair, I think that overall, when people make those arguments, it makes no sense.
Yeah,
but
I know.
Yes,
But
Steph Curry
you
has
know what I'm saying?
no physical gifts. I
He has
understand.
literally.
Yeah.
He's a 6'3" guy who can't jump.
He can't dunk. Michael Mulder caught a lob in the playoff or in one of the playing games.
Yeah.
Steph Curry can't.
Yeah,
I mean, he
can't
dunked
do
an
it.
All-Star game, but
He can dunk,
Dude.
but people have to like clear the way.
Right, exactly.
So
exactly.
my point being, he has no physical gifts, but his dedication and technique, greatest of any offensive player.
his cardio, man.
Right, that's
People were
why-
talking about it a lot
And he
in
got-
the last couple
he
games.
low key-
He can.
insane.
He
doesn't
got
stop.
ripped. Like he's not like.
You saw the Baron Davis, you know.
No, I know, but he's not like legitimately like LeBron ripped.
Yeah.
But he was never. He was like in really good shape. But he got way stronger because
Oh, yeah.
he knew. I guarantee you, he's thinking all offseason, I'm getting double and triple teamed every single play of the season. Especially once Clay goes out.
Well, yeah.
Because if Clay Thompson, what if Clay Thompson sent that pick, bro? I'm just saying.
or
Crazy.
I'm just saying.
anyway,
Next year.
Okay. You know what? Because I think we should just transition to the Grizzly game talking about this because it was the same situation. Steph was trying to do everything. Honestly, I don't think he played that great of a game for Steph. But
He still had like 39 points.
He still ends up with
39 points,
He's
and he
doing
shot
everything up there.
47%.
That's a
Yeah,
bad
and
game.
he's giving everyone else easy looks, and they're not finishing. I'm like,
Right.
Andrew Wiggins, come on, you're shooting like LeBron. And and then we gotta talk about the Draymond play, bro. The last play of the regulation.
You know the meme that's going around now. The saw 3 rims and shot at the left one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
It was right there. It was right there.
Man literally had to go up strong.
Lane clear for him.
dude, if Draymond, this is what I was saying. If Draymond Green had a floater, he would average 20 immediately.
Yeah.
Because he gets that
Imagine
shot.
how open. Yes.
He gets that open floater. He could get that every possession if he wanted. What a team's gonna? They're not gonna stop guarding Steph on the 3-point line. They're gonna give Draymond the floater.
Yeah.
He would average 20 so easily if he
Yeah.
had a floater, man. And oh my God,
He was just scared to take that shot. He looked
because
scared.
he's bad at finishing. Draymond Green is I'm telling you, he's a bad finisher. He's he's an incredible defender, and he's a very, very good passer. He's a horrible finisher, though.
Yeah.
He can't finish.
Yeah.
And it's a problem. And this is why, actually, I was thinking, next year, like, Steve Kerr needs to make an adjustment somehow, because that type of play can't happen where we get 4-on-3 consistently and still can't finish. So what if we had Juan Toscano-Anderson setting that pick? Because Juan Toscano-Anderson, he's more athletic. You see
a
him
better
throw
scorer.
down some
He's a better
crazy
scorer.
dunks. Yeah. I feel like
doesn't-
Juan
he doesn't take
Toscano-Anderson
shots
could hit a
either.
layup, like, or he'll try and dunk on somebody. Like,
True.
just...
If Draymond tries to dunk it, what's the likelihood Bam Adebayo appears out of nowhere and blocks him at the basket?
I'm
Like,
not gonna lie.
it's not gonna happen.
But should we do like our predictions for these series? Should we do that?
Y'all want us out? Yeah.
That would be.
Bro,
I gotta look up the bracket.
all these actually, I have my bracket that I filled out before all the games started right here, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm very worried this is gonna be completely wrong. But
looks pretty
these
accurate right
playoff
now.
games have been so
Bro,
good so far.
These playoffs are lit, bro. These games are insane. It's amazing. Playoff basketball is so beautiful.
Even without the best offensive player on the planet. Oh yeah, and then just one more thing on that. Like, I'm not mad at you for saying that. You know, I'm a little biased myself. But I would say that overall, I still don't think you can give it to Steph over LeBron as the best player in the world. But this year, for sure, Steph was the best player on the planet. That's my take on it.
I agree with that. I
In
agree.
terms of series, you want to just go in order from?
You gonna start with the list?
Yeah.
Well, should we talk about?
Dude,
I don't know. Is there anything
watching
else?
this game, I don't want to pick the Jazz anymore.
Bro, I had the Jazz in 5.
Okay. Yeah, no, wait. Actually,
I also
Did
thought
I?
Mitchell was gonna be back.
All right,
My
Jazz in
defense.
6. Jazz in 6.
If
Looking
Mitchell
good.
comes
Six?
back,
Alright.
it's the Jazz in 6
He's
or
coming back.
7.
I think
If
he's coming
Mitchell doesn't come back until like game 4, I think the Grizzlies win the series.
Really?
The
Yeah.
Grizzlies are playing some really good basketball right now. The defense is tough.
Okay. You know what?
This should be
I think
nice.
if Mitchell doesn't come back, it's a 7-game series. I can't tell you who wins, but if Mitchell doesn't come back, it's going to 7.
At all. Yeah, if he doesn't come back at all, I could definitely
If he
see.
comes back in like
He
game
is the best
4,
player, right?
it depends. If the Grizzlies can win like 2 out of 3 games, if Mitchell's gone for 3 games,
Yes, they're not
Utah
winning that
can
in
win
6.
3 in a row. But also, how good is Mitchell going to be in his first game back from injury?
Yeah, I agree with you on that.
All right, we're Warriors fans, so we're gonna talk about the Warriors, and we just got done talking about them for like 30 minutes, but I'm gonna bring them back up. Could we push them to 7? Do y'all think if we
could? Okay,
you think?
If we play like we played against the Lakers without the turnovers.
True. If we play like we played against the Lakers,
dude, that's the Lakers. We can compete with
the
any
rest
team
of
in
the
NBA
team.
playing
If
like
the
that.
rest of the team besides Curry,
yeah,
can just score a little bit.
yeah.
Curry can average like 40 for a playoff series.
Ooh,
That's
another thing.
I don't know if we beat him. We could definitely push
because Curry running around the court just trying to actually get an open look for 7 games. That's a lot. Excuse me. That's a lot of running around.
I am glad that we don't have any as nearly as much injury risk for Curry, especially because I didn't think we really had a chance at the title this year.
Oh, yeah, I agree.
So, like, the only benefit is he's going to get an extended offseason just like he did last year.
Right.
And so is the entire team.
The only thing is I wouldn't have minded 6 games for Wiggins to, like, get a little more used to playoff basketball. Like, he's so skinny. Like, that physicality is going to hit him a little bit once they get to the playoffs next year. So I hope he gets a little bigger.
Especially
and,
Utah.
You know, guys like JTA, JTA's a baller, so he'll be fine, but still. Get him a little experience, Poole, a couple more big moments for him. I wouldn't have minded having a little playoff experience, but, you know, Steph's going to get him ready.
Yeah, true. But, yeah, in terms of what I think this is going to happen in this series, especially if Mitchell doesn't come back, I think I'm still taking Utah. I still think they're going to win. I think, especially if they lose this game, they're going to come back adjusted, ready to go. We've been paying, like, half attention to the games we've been talking, but I think they'll adjust really well. So I'm going Utah in 6. That's my prediction.
I had Utah in 5s at the beginning, but I'm going to tell you right now, because Mitchell, we don't know when he's coming back. I think Brandon's probably a little more accurate than me, but I had Utah
I'll
in 5.
keep it spicy. I'll go Utah in 7 games.
Right. I like that. Honestly, dude, if we had, besides the Philadelphia and Brooklyn series, if every other series went to 7, I wouldn't even be that surprised. Like, we got some great matchups here.
If we want to go to the Philadelphia series, I think that can go 6, honestly.
I got Philadelphia in 4.
What did I say? Okay, I said 5 on here, but I think it could go 6. Based on what happened today, I don't know if y'all watched. That was a beautiful game. That was great.
I'll go Philly in 5. The Wizards, let me look this up.
Okay, the Wizards are really bad.
Bro, they can't defend.
Offensively, they're good.
The Wizards are very good.
No. If you look at the statistics, let me find this. The Wizards.
They really started Raul Neto in a playoff series. That is hilarious.
Who? They started
Raul Neto. Raul Neto. That's how you pronounce it.
The Wizards?
He started at shooting guard. Bradley Beal was small forward.
Are you actually? What?
Yes. Yeah.
How?
It's so the Wizards are not a good team, but Bradley Beal,
he's a bucket,
he's insane. If you watched him today, that man was playing so well. Westbrook had a really bad game.
So
actually.
The Wizards were 56, 40, 80. That's like a superstar efficient season for a team. And they lost. And by the way, only 15 turnovers because Philly got twice as many free throws.
Yep.
And despite shooting way worse from 3, they still made more threes. But honestly, I think it just comes down to the fact that Philly has a better team. Also, Philly's big like their starters all were in the positive for plus minus, and their bench was almost all in the negative. So it's the kind of team where if they get caught in the wrong spot on the bench, it could be rough for them.
The only thing Philly really needs to clean up is I think just the turnovers. Yeah, I was watching them, and they for a while that looked like just a sloppy game in the fourth quarter where it was like some of the games are like, oh man, this is intense playoff basketball. Yeah. Like the Suns Lakers, that was intense playoff basketball, right? Some of the game, but that one just looked kind of sloppy. I'm not gonna lie to you.
I mean, I think if you just look at the rosters, you got Alex Len, Raul Neto, Robin Lopez.
Hey, that
and
hook shot. I don't know if you saw the hook shot was looking dangerous.
But how is that lineup gonna beat?
They're not.
Yeah, exactly. No, so I think I would go Philly in 5. Philly in 5 games.
I have Philly in 4 because I think Philly should win in 4 games.
They should, but in the playoffs it always happens, dude.
Yeah, I can't even argue with that. They didn't look that great today, even though they won by 7 points. But
Mavericks.
I'll give my official prediction because I'm still thinking about this Wizards and Sixers series because I want 6 games of this. It was really entertaining to watch, especially with Russell Westbrook and Joel Embiid going at it. I guess I'll officially go I'll say 6. I'll say 6. 6 games with Sixers in 6.
All right. Do you just want to move to 4-5 then?
Yeah, sure.
Let's go.
All right, man. I had the Clippers in 6 because all right. Here was my thinking, bro. It would be too like wild and too like storybook and all that for the Clippers to actually just lose to the Mavericks. You know what I mean? But and because like Paul George was bad once, but he's not going to be terrible again, right? And then I checked my phone. He was 1 for 7 in the first half, and they lost the Mavericks. Luka had a triple-double. Dorian Finney-Smith had 18 points on 7 of 9, 4 or 5 from 3. So I don't think the Mavs role players, because Porzingis didn't even play well, will be that good consistently.
Yeah.
Luka, man, that man's a monster in the playoffs consistently.
Yeah.
And he's shown that. But I don't think the rest of the Mavs role players will be that good for the rest of the series. So I'm gonna stick with Clippers in 6. But I'm gonna tell you, I had this game as a 7-game series at one point. So.
I mean, okay. I had the Mavericks in 7 games before that game.
Wow.
But I can't do them. I'm going to go Mavericks in 7.
In 7?
Okay.
Mavericks in 7. The Clippers can't seem to solve their problem.
Dude,
They've had way too long with the
so
2 best...
funny.
I would say 2 of like the 5 best defensive superstars.
They should be such
as in like guys who could score and play defense.
2-way superstars, bro.
Patrick Beverley, Paul George, Kawhi Leonard. They still have Markieff Morris?
They should allow like 80
Marcus,
points a game.
Marcus
better
Morris,
one.
better defender.
They got Marcus Morris.
He's a sniper.
I mean, and when
Luke
Beverly
Kennard shot like 45% from 3.
I think
Nick Batum is good again. How are they still?
biggest
Serge Ibaka can shoot. He can play like.
They lost Landry Shamet in that trade with Brooklyn, and I think like watching him play, I don't think he's elite, but he added like an element of like a shooting, like an elite shooting.
Yeah.
Athletic guard.
Yeah.
That I'm not sure. Reggie Jackson's kind of old. Like he can score, but he's not a great shooter. Beverly's not a scorer.
No.
Like their scoring comes from the wing and the bigs, and that's not how basketball is like going right now.
Well, they got Rondo. That was supposed to
He's
be
not a scorer
Rondo.
either, though.
I mean, he had 3 threes, and
I know. I saw that. I was like, how is he about to like lead your team in 3-point shooting?
Yeah, the Clippers are just consistently down bad every year.
Even Kawhi isn't like he had a crazy 2019 playoffs, and after that, he's not. I mean, he's not like elevating himself to beyond his regular self in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think the stat that jumped out to me was from 3, how bad they were.
Yeah, and that's the best 2-point shooting team in the league.
11 of 40, and looking at Morris, Leonard, and George, that's their wing guys.
11 of 40?
They were 11 of 40,
Bro.
and
they shot 41%.
Leonard and George were 3 of 14, and Morris was 0 of 6.
And those are supposed to be the guys that take the most threes
so 3
on that
of 20.
team, so.
3 of 20 for your best 3 wing shooters.
Okay, here's the thing. I would like to say that won't hold up, but it's the Clippers, so it really might.
Right.
It really might, man.
Off the bench, they were fine from 3. They were 6 of, I think that's 15.
That's 40%.
No, wait, that's 16. 6 of 16.
That's pretty good. That's just under 40%.
That's like 38%. But the starters were 5 of 24. So if your best players can't hit shots,
whole starting lineup was negative.
Yeah. Their whole starting lineup was negative and plus minus. Their best player in terms of plus minus was Reggie Jackson, and man was 1 for 6 from the field.
Oh my gosh.
So that'll just give you an idea of why I think the Mavericks will win this series in 7 games.
That's fair.
Yeah. I hope so, by the way. That would be hilarious.
I want the Mavericks to win. I like the Mavericks.
If Porzingis wasn't out last year and Luka wasn't injured, they would have won last year.
Probably.
I think they would have
won. Bro, they should have won that one game, but they gave Porzingis like a dumb tech.
It was
in game 2, right?
That was game 1, I think.
It was game 1? They gave Porzingis a dumb tech, and then I think they won it was one of the first 2 games, and they won the other game, right?
Yeah.
They should have been up 2-0 last year.
Yeah. They would have won that series. I still think it could happen. I'm just going to give the Clippers the benefit of the doubt that they have such great players. And I think they actually did get better, even though they lost Montrezl Harrell. They have Serge Ibaka now. Luke Kennard can do a thing, I guess.
He can shoot. He's supposed to be a shooter.
He's a shooter.
He can play, yeah.
But they have Rajon Rondo. They play off Rondo. Playoff Rondo never fails. So I'm going to give...
And he's not. He played well. He played well.
So I'm going to give this to the Clippers in 7, but they could very well lose. I wouldn't be surprised.
I just like to go with the better team who's playing better right now, right? And
yeah.
The Mavericks are playing much better basketball and have been.
True.
So there's no reason the Clippers should not be the number 1 seed in the West.
The Clippers should beat them.
But but they're the 4 seed and they're not playing good basketball.
Well,
Right now.
apparently they're intentionally losing to avoid the Lakers, so they could be on the other side.
That's true.
That's what people said. But I mean, even so, dude.
They shouldn't have to be in that position anyway. They should already be at number 1.
Yeah, that's fair.
They haven't scored in the last 2 minutes. It's still 10 points.
Well, they might lose this game. That's okay.
That was a nasty move, bro.
Dylan Brooks is nice, bro.
No.
He's nice sometimes. Anyway, okay.
Knicks Hawks. Yeah.
Knicks Hawks, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know anything. Like I came into that, I was like, bro. No one expected these two teams to be. I guess people thought the Hawks a little bit, but they didn't expect them to be that high up.
Right.
So I was like, bro, I'm not trusting the Knicks in the playoffs. So I picked the Hawks in 6. And Ice Trey was balling today, man. He gets a lot of foul calls, I know, but it was hooping.
It's so annoying, bro. I actually let's talk about it real quick. And we've definitely talked about this before. I think I tweeted it actually. Let me see exactly what I tweeted. There was some play with like a minute left.
Was it the one where he like goes by? Was it RJ and he like stops and shoots the little floater thing? That one?
It was. I tweeted it in all caps. I didn't even tweet what the foul call was on, but it was like I forget who was guarding him, but someone was like right beside Trae Young.
He went to the left side.
No, you're right.
He jumped up.
And he was nudging the defender and just jumped up and threw the ball. How do you call that? And then they went to review it, and the call stood.
They challenged it. Yeah.
Why is that a thing in the NBA? Why do they allow that? Like, that's not good basketball. That's offensive. That's the offensive player creating all the contact. How is that a foul? I don't understand. So, like I said, I think we said this in a previous episode. That's not Trae Young's fault. It's the NBA's fault for not calling it. So I can't be mad at Trae Young for that. It's just annoying. But he balled out. He did ball out.
A game winner, right?
He did hit a game winner.
I will say for this year's, I think the Knicks are the better team overall, and like that showed. Randall was 6 for 23.
He played terrible,
and they lost by 2 points.
Yep.
So
Alec Burks went stupid.
I mean, how likely is that to happen? Where if Randall's probably not going to play that badly in the rest of the series, right?
Yeah.
So if he plays better. The Knicks are the better team. However, in playoff series like this, first round, between teams that I think are pretty even, I'd like to give it to the team where I think there's one guy who can take over the game. And which team has that guy?
Right now,
Trae Young.
The best player on the floor. I agree with that. The best player on the floor.
Is he the worst defender in the league? Probably, but he's also like.
He's up there. I don't know. Yeah.
He's elite offensively, and there's no other player on the floor there that can really take over the game offensively.
I was
So I say Hawks in 7 games because I think it's two very well matched teams.
Like I said, that any series could go 7. Besides, I don't think Sixers and that's not gonna let that happen. But he looked like an elite NBA point guard. I'm not gonna say he's as good as these guys, but he looked like was playing like a Curry, a Kyrie, a Dame. That type of point guard at the end of that game. He was taking over. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I would say I'm going to go Knicks in 7 because I do think they have more weapons.
Ooh, Gobert just fouled out. This game's over, bro.
That's ridiculous.
On that? That happens every play.
Look at these calls, my guy.
That happens every play. Okay. So.
Knicks in 7, though. I think they just have more weapons offensively. I think Randall's going to play better. If Randall plays anywhere near good, I think they would have won this game.
Okay, yeah, but also they're not going to get 30 from Alec Burks every game. So
I don't know. Alec Burks, he might be not 30, but I think he's a consistent weapon for them on offense. They also have Derrick Rose, RJ Barrett's a clamper. Exactly. Derrick Rose in the playoffs. I mean, it's good. It's good to see that man ball out.
Yeah.
But in general, I think the Knicks just have more weapons, so I'm going Knicks in 7.
Time for my favorite series of the playoffs.
Okay.
Is the Nuggets and the Blazers.
Yeah.
These teams play every year. Can we just?
Oh yeah, they had the one.
I cannot remember a season where they
double
don't
overtime 7-game series.
Yeah.
Yep. So
that was crazy.
These two teams play every year.
Yeah.
And there's always a different storyline. It's almost always the Blazers though, as a lower seed, but people still pick the Nuggets to lose because they can't seem to win in the playoffs. Now last year they were pretty good in the playoffs because they had that nice comeback. It's the Clippers, of course, who we did. But overall, how do I say this? Jokic, I think, is the best, most well-rounded player.
Yeah.
But do I think he can take over a game like Lillard can with 2 minutes left?
That's a good point. No, he can't.
Because a
Not really.
lot of the
He's a
time, so here's what the Blazers, their defensive game plan in game 1, which is what they won that game. Jokic had a playoff career low 1 assist.
That was, yeah.
Because they were like, score. So Jokic had like 30 something.
He had 37, right? Something.
Yeah, they were like, score. No superstar in the league. You say, yeah, just you shoot the ball, but your teammates don't get to shoot it. Which I think is hilarious.
It is.
But at the same time, extremely, extremely smart.
Yeah.
In a game, Jokic can definitely take over a game. But in the final 2 minutes, a lot of the time you see him, he's going to back down, he's going to find an open man. And someone's going to get a good look. Someone's going to get a good look. Usually NBA players with good looks, especially from 3, are going to hit
not
them.
on the Golden State Warriors this year, but
Again, another slander second shift.
True.
But yeah, I think it's the Blazers in 7 games because Damian Lillard is the clutchest man alive, and with 30 seconds on the clock, Lillard with the ball, I will give him the benefit of the doubt with the ball in his hands.
Can I grab the charger real quick?
Yeah.
That's a very convincing argument. I don't know, man. I think I honestly I typed out all who I think is gonna win every series. I didn't type anything out for the Trailblazers and the Nuggets because I'm not sure. I really don't know. I do think it's very important that the Trailblazers have Damian Lillard and even CJ McCollum because those are players that can take over in situations where you need them to score. And I think all these games are going to be close. Like, there's not going to be any blowouts, I don't think. I think Trailblazers and Nuggets are so evenly matched that it's just going to be good game after good game after good game. So, I'm going to go... Oh, I hate this. I'll go Blazers in 7. I think I will. I'll go Blazers in 7. We'll see how that goes.
I also have Blazers in 7. I think what you just said about Dame being able to take over is a great point, and I think part of that's just because Jokic is a center. And so you can't...
Yeah, the game is guard-oriented now.
Yeah. I mean, he can handle the ball better than every center, but you can't just give Jokic the ball at the top of the key and say ISO and score. That's not... I mean, that's not his game.
Also, you don't see guys these days posting up at the end of games.
Right.
And as much as I think, again, Jokic can definitely do it because he does everything, he's not gonna ISO someone from the top of the key, and it's really hard to hold the ball in the post for an extended period of time.
Right.
As much you can just, if you're on the wing, you can just back it out.
Yeah.
Take time. There's no 5-second call in the NBA, so you can just take as much time as you want.
Yeah.
But in the post, especially in the key, right? You only have 3 seconds in the key. As much as they don't call it, you take 5 or 6 seconds, they're probably gonna call something.
Yeah.
You gotta stay outside the key, and if the help defense comes, he's gonna have to pass the ball. I just think that Lillard is better suited for a playoff do or die.
That's a good point.
Right.
But yeah, I would say just because the Blazers have so many offensive weapons, Damian Lillard, CJ, maybe even Melo. You never know.
Melo had apparently 9 straight at some point. I don't know.
Yeah, Melo was balling. So,
But
but if the Nuggets had Jamal Murray, my MVP, they would win this series.
right.
So,
Actually, I have Portland in 7 also. It's because you can't win without your point guard, especially when it's your second best player. It's just tough. It's just really tough to do that against a good team. So, yeah, I got the Blazers in 7. And I think what I was gonna say is that right, they taking the ball or not taking the ball out of Jokic's hands and making him score is smart because that's not what the Nuggets want to do.
Yeah, they want to have the defense collapse so that he can find other. They have so many good players that can score the ball.
Yeah.
But they're not guys who create shots for themselves.
That's what they're built to do. They're built to have Jokic create shots for everyone else. And so
I think Gary Harris.
I think it makes a lot of sense. Yeah, I mean, the problem also is that Michael Porter was 1 of 10 from 3, which won't happen a lot because Michael Porter is an incredibly efficient scorer. And he still ended up shooting 12 of 21. So,
he made every 2-pointer. He was 11 of 11. No, he was 11 of 11 inside the 3-point.
11 of 11, yeah. That's so crazy that he's did that. But he won't shoot 1 of 10 every game. So if you I don't know.
All right, next
series.
It's the Heat Bucks.
Ooh, Bucks Heat.
Oh man.
This is gonna be a good one.
Bro, actually, I got a story about this one. So at first I picked the Bucks. I was gonna pick the Bucks in like no less than 6, probably in 7, because they got the best player I think overall. They got that boy Drew Holiday, who's a machine, great defender, and obviously creating his shot. He made some huge plays, and then came mid, who hit the game winner. They got guys, and they shoot the lights out too. Right, so I had them. But I was watching the game, right? Before the game, Malika Andrews comes on and said, I've heard, she's like, the Bucks told me they didn't watch any film of last season's series. And I immediately switched my pick to the Heat because I don't trust a team that didn't watch any film after getting blown out.
It's like a pride thing, bro.
Yeah, but bro, exactly.
No, I know. Like, how you about to let your pride overtake like you actually like studying the game?
Come on, you got to watch the film of that because wow.
He just sold the bag.
That's Draymond Green.
He just sold the bag. He just sold the bag. That's literally the game right there.
Maybe what they're thinking is that they're just built differently as a team. That like they
think they're stupid. Because they shut down Giannis, the MVP.
Yeah.
That's the core of what happened. They shut down Giannis. You have to figure out why they did that.
Yeah.
It makes absolutely no sense to me. And maybe I'm wrong because they did win game one. Even with right Giannis having a terrible game. Make your free throws, kids. That game could have been won by both teams if they made their free throws. But
I have the Bucks. And I'm going to go Bucks in 6 games, which are kind of controversial because a lot of people think it's going to 7 or Miami's going to win. One reason I want the Bucks to win this series because I really think they match up extremely well with Brooklyn.
Yeah.
And I want to see them play Brooklyn because Holiday on Kyrie, Middleton on Harden, and Giannis on Durant. Like, it makes sense. As much as I think the Nets are a better team, they're the closest team that has an answer.
No one has that type of matchup.
Not an answer. They have like a
no, but like as close as there is to an answer, though, yeah.
So just like positionally, they have the guys who. I mean, they have like. I want them to win.
And hey, Brooklyn ain't defending Giannis like Miami
also,
is too.
Butler has had an extremely underrated year, but I think that from last year's team, like people base a lot of like their thing like, well, the Heat beat them last year, and like the Bucks were favored last year too. The one thing about the Heat this year is I think that their role players, even the same ones, got slightly worse than they were at this point in last season. Like, it's like Tyler Hero's had a kind of a rough year.
Yeah.
After being elite last year in the playoffs. So I just think the Bucks are gonna take care of business for once in the playoffs. And then we're gonna get to see probably the best series of the playoffs.
True.
If we get Nets Bucks, I'll be very happy.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Bucks in 6. I think, just because I feel like what just happened?
They gave him that foul?
I don't know. The Bucks have Drew Holiday. I'm hoping that even though they didn't watch film, they learn from their mistakes and don't let the Heat just like bully Giannis into just like throwing up a bad shot or just getting trapped by the wall that they build.
I don't know if you saw it, but Giannis was like 8 of 10 in the paint and like 0 of 11 outside the not the paint, the restricted area.
Yeah,
in that game. So I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. But.
I don't know, and also I just feel like the Heat don't. I don't know. You can't bet against the Heat in the playoffs because I mean they were the 4 seed last year. Or no, they were the 5th seed last year. So it's the same situation, and they balled out. But I think I'm gonna go Bucks in 6 in this one.
All right. You know, honestly, I thought the Bucks were gonna win, but I literally got scared because, bro, no film at all. That makes no sense to me.
No, that's fair.
So, yeah. Then okay, Phoenix LA. You just said that might be the best game, best series. I think this series could be incredible.
True.
First of all, I have LA in 6. I wasn't sure 6 or 7, but I have LA in 6, bro. Phoenix is for real. If y'all didn't know already, you saw it today, bro. Phoenix is for real. Devin Booker, of course, isn't scared at the moment.
Yeah.
He's ready to go. CP3 didn't even play well at all today, and they still won that game. Mikal Bridges is nice. DeAndre Ayton was a monster inside, and I think that's going to continue, man. AD's great, but physically, I don't know if he's ready for DeAndre Ayton in terms of rebounding alone. In terms of rebounding alone. Uh-huh. Obviously, he's not going to score that poorly consistently, but... physically, in terms of dominating on the glass, DeAndre Ayton is a monster. So
true.
Now Phoenix is for real, but I have Lakers in 6. They should win. They're the better team. We'll see, man. The Suns are gonna make it tough for them. They're gonna make them struggle for it. So this is a game winner right here.
Oh my.
Oh, that's not a foul. That's cool.
Oh my goodness! Wait, they got a chance.
Foul! No, he fouled him. Oh, that was a huge rain.
That's a hell of a
play. They're in the bonus.
Yeah, they're in the bonus. He's shooting.
They're in the bonus. He has to shoot too.
That's a hell of a play.
You got to miss on purpose, right? Because you have a foul to give. They're not in the bonus yet, so you have to miss on purpose.
No, I don't think he does. I think he makes both, and then you just foul twice really quickly. Because it's
Yeah, I
2
guess
fouls
you-
inside of 2 minutes.
If you spam them.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I think, I do believe that this series will be a really interesting one. I'm going to go Suns in...
It's tough.
6 or 7. I'll go 7 games.
Okay.
LeBron's too tough and out. But
Yeah.
do I think there's a solid chance the Lakers win this in like 6 games and go on if they find themselves? They could win the title.
Yeah.
I mean, any team with LeBron James and other great players has a great chance. But the Suns have been great all year, and I will trust the team that is playing better basketball right now. And who's playing better basketball right now? The Suns.
The Suns are absolutely playing better basketball.
Even before this series started, which it's already 1 game in, I like the Suns because of the fact that they have a great mixture of veteran leadership with Chris Paul and experience, but also guys who are really, really good and young. Aiden, hungry. Booker, really hungry. McCall Bridges.
He's gotten so much better this year too.
I know. They have a really, really... And they also, again, have the players at the essential positions in basketball that you need. So I think the Suns are going to win, but it's going to be a very close
I hope the Suns win, bro. Honestly, I don't even dislike the Lakers. I just don't like Lakers fans, bro. I just want to see them cry on Twitter, honestly.
I just want to see Lakers Nets in the finals. That's what I want to see.
You're right.
And also, I don't want the Nets to win the finals.
I'd rather the Nets win than the Lakers. I'm not gonna lie to you.
I can't. James Harden can't get a ring. He can't get a ring. I can't live in a world where James Harden has a ring. I can't.
The reason I don't want Harden to get a ring is people will start saying he's better than Curry.
They can't. Curry won it with
will.
just KD, and
they
don't
will.
Oh, you fake rings. KD and Kyrie, come on.
They're still gonna say it.
They will. They might say
you
it.
just
but
discounted Klay Thompson like that, but we're
okay,
gonna let it slide.
Klay Thompson's a great player, but in terms
He's
of
a great complimentary star.
In terms of
He's
what
not-
Twitter
yeah.
is gonna say,
Yeah.
you can't say Curry's rings don't count because they won it with KD and Klay, and then say Harden's do because they
Harden,
won it with KD
Harden
and
couldn't
Kyrie.
win, so he went to, of course, Durant's whole thing.
Come on,
Everyone
and
was like,
Blake
Durant
Griffin
wants his
and
legacy.
everyone
He
else,
wants
bro.
to win without stars, and then he went and got like 2 of the
Wait,
top.
why?
Like,
Just give him a layup. How'd they not foul?
Yeah. Well.
They're gonna foul again, bro. This is the same thing we did. We gave him a free dunk. Jordan Poole fell asleep on defense.
True. Okay. We gotta speed it up. So I'm going Lakers in 7. Just because you can't count out LeBron, and I think AD's gonna figure it out. They were calling him A Disney on Twitter. That's
It was
hilarious.
trending, man. It was trending.
That's so funny.
Same thing as PG, 13%, pandemic P, all that.
Exactly. So I think AD's gonna figure it out eventually. He's not gonna let DeAndre Ayton bully him. I don't think. LeBron is gonna ball out. The rest of I feel like the Lakers have just been playing asleep. They have not been even against the Warriors for the first 3 quarters. They were playing asleep. I think they're gonna wake up. This is a wake up call for them. So I think they're gonna figure it out. I have them in 7.
All right. Should we just do we're only do first?
Nets are gonna. I have Nets in 4 or 5. They're not losing the series.
It's gotta be 5.
I'm saying JT gets him 1 game after
Tatum
the
will
50
get him
bomb,
1
but
game. That's fair.
I have
But
Nets at 5.
5
They're just
games.
so much better than the. And KD shot 10 of 25, I think, which does not happen. And that's not even that bad. That's 40%, bro. KD does not. That's gonna be by far his worst shooting game in the series, and they're gonna win in 5, bro.
True. Well, yeah, those are our first round predictions. So yeah, shout out to Gus for coming on the podcast. We really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah,
Do you want to give us a finals winner one time before you go?
Oh.
We can do music.
Okay,
We can
popular
do it
pick is
just to-
Brooklyn. I know.
Mm-hmm.
I have said this entire time that the team I believe will win will have someone who can take over the game.
Got to.
But here's the thing. First thing, you don't need to have multiple guys, but who has the best supporting cast of the guys who could take over a game? Like, who has the best other players? It's between LeBron, probably Kawhi if they start playing better, Embiid. Yeah, I would give it to Embiid. It's one of those.
Oh, no call.
Wow.
The Grizzlies really won.
The Grizzlies really won. They really beat Utah. That's crazy.
That's crazy. I think the Nets. I think the Nets are the best team in the league. I think they have one of the best offenses ever. And I think if you can't win a finals with a solid team around arguably like 3 of the top 6 best offensive players, just straight offensive players in the league, something's wrong.
Yeah.
So I think the obvious pick is the Nets, but I think it's the smartest pick. If it's not the Nets, I'll give you a Western Conference champion.
Okay.
it's gonna sound weird. I'm gonna go with Phoenix.
Wow.
Wow.
A lot of people are gonna get mad at me for that. I know the Lakers are. I can't pick the Lakers. I hate the Lakers. But I think if they can get out of there, their schedule doesn't look that hard to me. Because I think the Lakers are the hardest team to face in the West.
That's
arguably.
true.
That's a good point, actually.
If Phoenix
The
makes
rest
it
of the
out of
West
that
is so
series,
even.
Yeah.
I agree.
like I think Phoenix is the best team there. But anyways, I'll go with the Suns making it out of the West, and the
Okay.
Nets beating them in like 5 or 6 games.
I like it. Okay, well, thanks so much for coming on. We really appreciate it.
Yes, sir.